Hey everybody, this is Nate at Stowe Training Systems, and I just wanted to break down the 5 things that we need to know about fitness to be successful. They say if you can't explain something simply, you don't really understand it. So if you know me, I'm a simple guy. We're going to stick with that theme today. The most important thing with health and fitness is simply what and how you're eating. It's way easier to change your food intake than it is to start doing a bunch of push-ups or go run a marathon. So you want to talk about a low-hanging fruit of dropping some pounds, dropping some body fat, speed of implementation, speed of results. It's going to come down to what we're eating. Now, what we're eating, there's only 3 factors. And no matter how complicated something sounds or how long of a word is used, they're all talking about these 3 things. Number 1 is quantity of food. That's just how much food you eat. If you eat more, you're going to gain weight. If you eat less, you're going to lose weight. It's that simple. Now, that weight gained and that weight lost might be a combination of muscle and fat, or even water from bloating or losing the water because you were bloated, versus pure muscle gain and pure fat gain. That's okay. If we're just trying to lose weight, I want to lose 50 pounds, probably don't care. I just want 50 pounds gone. So quantity of food. That's what Weight Watchers does well. That's what, if you're logging into the MyFitnessPal and you're tracking calories, if you're practicing portion control and all your Tupperwares, perfectly organized, you're just practicing quantity of food. Number 2 would be quality of food. Now, this is the food in and of itself. What are the ingredients in that food? This chicken versus that type of chicken. Not all chickens are made the same. The chicken from McDonald's is not the same as the chicken from the farm. Quality of food is going to control if you're gaining weight, is that mostly muscle mass? And if you're losing weight, is it mostly fat? If you have a high quality of food and you have the proper quantity of food, you're going to lose fat maintaining or building muscle. And if you're gaining weight, you're gaining mostly muscle. So it's that simple. High quality of food. What is a high quality food? 2 ingredients or less. If it's got more than 2 ingredients, it's not a high quality food. Simple, right? 3, ratio of food. So this would be, am I doing a high carb, low carb diet? Am I doing a high protein, low protein, or a high fat, low fat? It's just the ratio of these macronutrients. All that we're looking for here is satiety. How hungry are you? Are you really hungry between meals, or do you feel fuller? And the only way to know is to try different ratios of food. Now, there's not a one-size-fits-all. Some folks are very carb tolerant, insulin tolerant, whatever you want to call it. More potatoes, please. Gives me lots of energy. Others, if I look at a potato, it sticks to my hips. The only way to know is to test one way and test the other. So, low-hanging fruit on getting your body to change is what you're eating and how you're eating it. And of those 3 things, it's just quantity of food, how much you're eating, quality, what are the ingredients, and ratio, what's the ratio of each. Cool. Next up, I'm a trainer, so I'm going to mention weight training. If I can only do one thing, I want to use resistance training. It's going to have the biggest impact that anything else that you want to do will become better if you're lifting weights, doing resistance training. Now, what makes training and not just working out, the big difference here is called progressive overload. It needs to get more challenging over time on purpose in a structured manner. If we're just going by, I feel really tired, or I got a great sweat, or I really felt my muscles working, that's not progressive overload. You'll see some changes up front because the progressive overload was you were doing nothing and now you're doing something. However, pretty soon that something is not enough to keep your body changing. You need to keep progressing, and that's my job, is to do that. As well as not overworking you, making sure I don't progress you too fast to where you get hurt, and now we're not able to do progressive overload because you're hurt. Finally, it will be the cardiovascular piece. If you're lifting weights and eating right, your heart's going to be pretty strong. So when it comes to particular or strictly cardiovascular training, and again, the goal here is for your heart, cardio, nothing else. It's for cardio. This is why we're doing this. If I'm going for fat loss, go to point number 1. Eat real food. Eat quality food. But if I'm trying to make my heart stronger, it's just whatever you're going to do. If it's long and steady or the short burst, whichever one you're going to do. There are benefits to both. What doesn't work is that I tell you to do one and long and slow is way too boring for you, so you never do it. Or I tell you, hey, let's do some high intensity stuff, and it's too challenging for you. You feel worn down. You can't repeat that week in, week out. So just whichever one you're going to do, that's fine. So there you go, everything you need to know about fitness and getting in shape in under 10 minutes, I hope. Low-hanging fruit, see what you're eating, and I guess fruit would be a great place to start. Quantity of food, quality of food, ratio of food. As far as exercise and what you should do, any type of resistance training, and make sure you have progressive overload in there. That's key. And finally, when it comes to cardio or conditioning for my heart, what are you going to do? This is Nate at Stowe Training. If you'd like to help, if need to help you implement that stuff, yeah, it's simple. But really, as simple as it is, if we don't take action, it doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. Well, that's my job as well. And that's what I really bring to the table. It's really what we're best at, is helping you implement this stuff and also not having a one-size-fits-all type of approach. Maybe we need to start you with quantity of food versus quality, or maybe I want to coach you to eat better quality and now the calories count themselves, or maybe that progressive overload needs to be with bands because it's easier on your joints versus a dumbbell because it hurts your joints. That's my job, is to tailor everything to you, find some ways that you can implement this stuff, and then hold you accountable to executing that plan that we came up together. Not just creating the plan and then never actually checking in to see if we had compliancy to the plan. So if you'd like me to be on your team, you'd like my help, just message me and I'd love to get you more information. Have a great day.